There is a moment your cat has probably had with you hundreds of times. And every single time it happened, they were saying something specific, something with meaning, context, and emotional weight that you received without knowing how to read. Scientists who study feline attachment now know exactly what each version of this behavior communicates. And one version, the one that happens while your cat is completely unconscious, is what researchers describe as the most honest physical act a cat is capable of. They are not aware they are doing it. Their nervous system does it for them. Because even in sleep, your cat's body refuses to lose contact with you. By the end of this video, you will never feel that small weight on your hand the same way again. There is a moment your cat has probably shared with you hundreds of times. You are sitting on the couch, reading, watching something, lost in your phone. And then, quietly, without warning, you feel it. A small weight on your arm, your leg, your hand, sometimes your face at 3 a.m. Your cat's paw, just resting there, placed deliberately. Not kneading, not scratching, just present. You probably smiled, maybe took a photo, maybe said something out loud to them that you would never say to another adult human being. But that paw did not land on you by accident. And it was not just cute. Scientists who study feline attachment have now mapped exactly what each version of this behavior communicates. And one version, the one that happens while your cat is completely unconscious and unaware, is what researchers describe as the single most honest physical act a cat is capable of producing. Their mind is not involved. Their nervous system does it entirely on its own. Because even in sleep, your cat's body refuses to lose contact with you. By the end of this video, you will never feel that small weight on your hand the same way again. Before we get into what each placement means, you need to understand what the paw actually is. Because most owners have no idea. A cat's paw contains some of the highest concentrations of sensory nerve endings in their entire body. Sensitive to texture, temperature, pressure, and vibration at a level that significantly exceeds human fingertip sensitivity. The paw is how cats read surfaces before committing to them. How they test objects they do not yet trust enough to approach with their face. How they assess prey before striking. But the paw is also a scent delivery system. Tucked between the paw pads sit interdigital scent glands, small, invisible, and constantly active. Every time your cat presses their paw against a surface, they deposit a chemical signature, a scent marker that says, "I was here. This belongs to my world." When your cat places their paw on you, they are doing both things simultaneously. They are reaching out with their most sensitive sensory organ. And they are marking you with their most personal scent. Not aggressively, not territorially, intimately. The way you might rest your hand on someone you love without needing a reason. That is the foundation of everything that follows. A paw placed and held. No movement. No kneading. Just the weight of it resting on you. This is the purest version of the behavior. And it has one meaning. Your cat is checking in. Not asking for food. Not requesting play. Not signaling discomfort. Simply confirming your presence. Making physical contact for no reason other than the fact that contact with you is something their nervous system values. Think about what the human equivalent of this is. Reaching across a table and resting your hand on someone's without saying anything. Not because you need something. Not because anything is wrong. Because they are there and that matters and you want them to know it. That is what the paw press is. Research on feline tactile bonding behavior shows that cats with secure attachments initiate this kind of unprompted physical contact significantly more often than cats with insecure bonds. The frequency of the gentle press is a direct measure of how safe your cat feels in the relationship. When your cat rests their paw on you for no apparent reason, there's a reason. You are the reason. Almost nobody discusses this one without laughing. The meaning behind it is not funny. It is significant. Your face is the most sensory-rich part of your body. Your breath carries your most concentrated biological signature. Your skin radiates warmth and scent at higher levels than anywhere else. For a cat whose world is built around olfactory information, your face is the most informationally dense part of you that exists. When your cat places a paw on your face in the dark, they are orienting to the center of your presence. the most concentrated version of you that is physically accessible. But there is a second layer. In the language of feline attachment, placing a paw on your face while you sleep is also a positioning behavior. Your cat is placing themselves physically at the center of your awareness, even in your unconscious state. This is not a demand for attention. You cannot give attention while you are asleep. This is devotion expressed in the only physical vocabulary available at 3 a.m. They are not waking you up. They are being near the most you part of you, as close as they can get. This one surprised researchers when the data emerged. Cats with strong attachment bonds show a measurable and consistent tendency to initiate physical contact with their owners, specifically during emotional distress. When you are crying, when you are anxious, overwhelmed, or in physical pain, a bonded cat will frequently approach and place a paw on you before producing any other behavior. They are not confused. They are not randomly seeking attention in a difficult moment. They detected a change in your physiological state. Your breathing pattern shifted. Your body tension changed. Your cortisol levels altered your scent in ways imperceptible to humans, but entirely readable to a cat. And they responded with the most direct comfort gesture in their entire repertoire. A 2019 study examining cat responses to human emotional states found that securely bonded cats showed significantly higher rates of owner-directed physical contact during displays of distress compared to neutral emotional states. The paw on your arm when you are falling apart is not coincidence. It is not a cat being accidentally nearby. It is care, delivered precisely, in the moment you needed it most. Short, insistent, repeated, tap, tap, tap. On your arm, your leg, your keyboard, the hand holding your phone. This version has a completely different register from the gentle press. Where the resting paw is quiet connection, the repeated tap is punctuation. Each tap is a sentence. Come back. I need something. You have been somewhere else for too long. When your cat's vocalization has not produced a result, when the meow went unanswered or unnoticed, the paw becomes the next escalation. The most direct physical intervention available. Your cat is not being demanding in a negative sense. They are being direct in the clearest language available to them. And there is something worth noting about what this behavior represents cognitively. To use repeated physical tapping as a communication strategy requires your cat to understand that their actions can redirect your attention, that their behavior has the power to change your behavior. That is not instinct. That is a cat who has modeled how you work and is using that model to reach you. Many cat owners report something so consistent it cannot be dismissed as coincidence. When they are ill, genuinely physically unwell, bedridden, running a fever, their cat behaves differently. They stay closer. They initiate more contact. And specifically, they place their paw on the owner more frequently and for longer durations than at any other time. Veterinary researchers studying the human-cat bond have noted that cats appear sensitive to physiological changes associated with illness, altered body temperature, changed breathing patterns, shifts in scent profiles tied to immune response. And their response to detecting these changes in their bonded person is to increase physical contact. The paw pressed against you when you are sick is not your cat trying to steal your warmth. It is your cat responding to a signal that something about you has changed and placing themselves as close to you as possible in response. They cannot bring you medicine. They cannot call anyone. They cannot fix what is wrong. But they can stay and press their paw against you and refuse to leave. And they do. Your laptop, your book, the exact page you are reading, your phone. Your cat places their paw, sometimes their entire body, on the object receiving your attention. Most owners read this as jealousy or obstruction. The reality is more specific. Your belongings carry your scent. The objects you interact with most frequently are the most saturated with your chemical signature. Your hands have touched them repeatedly. Your warmth has transferred to them. When your cat presses their paw onto your laptop or your book, they are engaging with the most scent-rich objects in the environment, the things that are most thoroughly yours. There is also a proximity element. The object is where your attention is directed. By placing a paw on it, your cat is inserting themselves into your focus. Not to destroy the interaction, to be part of it. They do not want to take you away from your work. They want to be in the same space as your attention. That is a different thing entirely. This is the part almost nobody considers, and it reframes the entire interaction. When your cat places their paw on you and you respond, when you look at them, speak softly, cover their paw with your hand, or simply stay still and receive the contact, you're completing a communication loop that matters deeply to them at a neurological level. Cats learn through response. When a behavior produces a warm, calm, connected reaction from their bonded person, that behavior gets reinforced. Not mechanically. The way any meaningful exchange between two beings who trust each other gets reinforced. It feels right, so it happens again. But your stillness in that moment communicates something even more specific to your cat's nervous system. A person who stops what they are doing to acknowledge a paw, who does not brush it away, does not react with irritation, simply receives it, registers as safe, as present, as someone paying attention to them specifically. And a cat who feels specifically seen by their person is a cat whose stress response quiets, whose attachment bond deepens in the most literal, measurable, neurological sense. You are not just accepting a cute gesture. You are building the trust that makes everything else in your relationship possible. People are over. The house is full. Your cat, who often disappears when visitors arrive, is present. And their paw is on you, not on the visitor who reached for them. Not near the person offering treats. On you. In a room full of stimulation, unfamiliar scents, unfamiliar sounds, your cat located you and made physical contact. This is a grounding behavior. When the environment becomes unpredictable, cats with strong attachment bonds seek contact with their primary person as a regulatory mechanism. Your presence, specifically your physical presence confirmed by touch, lowers their stress response in a measurable way. You are their anchor in an uncertain room. The paw in a crowd is your cat saying, everything else in here is unknown, but you're known. And as long as I can touch you, I am okay. Your cat is asleep, fully asleep, breathing slow, body relaxed, eyes closed. And one paw is extended toward you, resting on your leg, your hand, the edge of your body, barely there, almost weightless. Here is what this is. In sleep, cats do not perform. There is no social calculation, no conscious decision about what signal to send. The sleeping cat is running on pure nervous system, on the deep biological programming that exists beneath awareness. And that programming, in a cat who is fully bonded to their person, reaches for you. Not because the cat decided to, because their body decided for them. Because you are the safe thing. And the deepest layer of their biology, the layer that operates without permission from the conscious mind, knows it, responds to it, refuses to lose contact with it even in unconsciousness. Researchers studying attachment behavior describe the sleeping contact reach as one of the most reliable indicators of genuine secure bonding available in feline behavioral observation, precisely because it cannot be performed. It cannot be produced strategically. It emerges only from cats whose nervous systems have registered their person as fundamentally safe at the deepest possible level. You did not train this. You cannot request it. It happened because of who you have been to them, consistently over time, across every ordinary moment, until their sleeping body reached for you without being asked. That paw, barely touching you in the dark, is the most honest thing your cat will ever do. And it is directed at you. 8 versions of one gesture, each one carrying a message most owners spent years receiving without knowing how to read. The gentle press that says you are here, and that matters. The face paw at 3 a.m. that says I want to be as close to you as possible. The paw during your distress that says I noticed and I came. The repeated tap that says come back to me. The paw when you are sick that says I will not leave. The paw in a crowd that says you are my anchor. The paw on your belongings that says I want to be part of wherever your attention goes. And the sleeping paw, the one that says nothing because it does not need to, because it comes from a place deeper than language. A place where your cat's body simply knows that you are the safe thing and reaches for you without being asked, in the dark, while you are both somewhere else entirely. Your cat cannot write you a letter. They cannot sit across from you and find the words, but they have a paw. And they have been placing it on you, deliberately, precisely, with specific meaning attached for as long as you have been their person. Every single time, it landed on you for a reason. Now, you know what the reason was. Drop in the comments, where does your cat place their paw and when? The 3 a.m. face crowd, I see you. The sad day paw, tell me about it. I read every single one. And if you have made it this far, you understand something most people never will. Go find your cat. Let them place their paw on you. And this time, stay still. Receive it completely. Complete the loop. If this changed how you feel about that small weight on your hand, hit like. Share it with every cat owner you know. Subscribe, because next time, we decode what your cat's tail is saying in the moments most owners walk right past.